Today I'm going to show you the secret to perfect smash burgers. For the smash burgers today, we're going to be using some prime brisket trim that we have from barbecue competitions in the past in order to make our nice patties. So we'll have our KitchenAid mixer here with our grinder attachment. Let's just run everything right through. You guys can see some nice pieces of brisket. This is quite literally the brisket flat. Great marbling running through, and then of course a good fat content as well. You do want to make sure that your grinder equipment is really cold, and also the meat itself. If you can keep it cold, it's going to grind just a little bit better. One thing to note here is we did start with our largest die size on this initial grind. We are going to grind it twice. The second time through, we'll go with a smaller die grind. All right, we're done with grind number 1. Now back through grind number 2. This is going to be with the smaller die. And if you guys look really closely, what this allows us to do is get a finer texture on this ground beef, and of course it mixes all that fat and that red meat together really, really nicely. We're not quite done yet, but you guys can see the texture difference on this ground beef. Over here in my right hand, it's still very coarse, and over here it's a little bit finer. It's going to come together a little bit better for burger patties. To start our smash burgers, we're going to saute up some onions and some jalapenos. Going to get this nice and spread out. Mix them up a little bit. Already smells amazing. I have 4 burners on this Weber griddle. These 2 over here on the right, which the onions and the jalapenos are on, these are on a medium heat. These 2 are on a high heat. That's going to be for my burgers in a little bit. We're going to go over top with some of that base. And we'll let those rock and roll for just a little bit. I'm also going to go ahead and put some buns here on the medium heat side. Get these nice and toasted. I'm hitting them with some spray butter. Keep moving our onions and jalapenos around. You can see we're already getting really nice color. I didn't want to cook these too fast because I want them to get nice and sauteed. After just a few seconds, you can see our burger bun looks perfect. We'll take these off and we'll put these to the side. Now that my jalapenos and onions are pretty close to where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down all the way on the right side, and we're just going to push this over here to the edge. We're not quite ready to use it, but we don't want them to overcook. Now that our jalapenos and onions are just about where we want them, we're going to start smashing some burgers. So I'm not going to measure how big this is. I'm just going to ball it up. Some might be a little bit bigger than others. That's completely okay with me. You also want to make sure that your griddle is nice and hot just so you can get a nice crust on these burgers. So we're going to do a few things. We're going to hit the top with that base. Then we're going to go over top with Killer Hog steak rub. I'm going to grab some of our peppers and onions, put them over top, put as little or as much as you'd like, make a mess, no big deal. And now we're going to smash. Now I'm not looking to actually flip these until I notice that there's a lot of juices that's pooling on the top of our burgers. That means that it's fully cooking through. I can flip it over and I know that it's just about done. It's been about 1 minute, and what I want to do is I want to check one of our burgers. So this one's kind of our tester. If it doesn't quite have the crust that I want, we can keep going on the others. And that's exactly what I'm looking for right there. So that is what a smash burger is. You get that nice Maillard reaction on top of the burger, and it's just going to turn out delicious. So at this point, I'm instantly going down with cheese. I'm going to flick this one out. That jalapeno right there is a little bit toasty. No big deal. I'm going to put some cheese, and now we're going to start flipping the rest of these. Cheese. This one has really good surface contact. It's going to be great. I can already tell. And again, that's what you're looking for with a smash burger. Cheese. All right, so now it's time to build our burger. I got one patty here. We're gonna go straight on our bottom bun. second patty right on top. And of course, now we crown our king. 1, 2, a skiddly diddly do. After all is said and done, a really quick cook. These take no time at all, but we're looking to build that crust. That's one of the most important things when it comes to a smash burger. So go ahead and get outside, use your griddle or anything that can create this nice crust on a burger. And of course, let's take a bite. The flavor is just so incredible. I think I have some on my face here. The jalapenos and the onions are nice and caramelized. They add a great little sweet flavor from that onion. Of course, I get some spice from the jalapeno. I love mustard on mine. I have pickles here and I also have habanero ketchup. Just an absolutely amazing burger. As always, we really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.